on it is Sly King with Division 12 Consulting. Welcome to Judd Talks. No, I am not Judd at all. This would be Mr. Judd Levenson. Judd, this is it. We're here. We have made it to Judd Talks.
We've been talking about Judd Talks a long time.
We have, but many of you may have seen us talk about it. We've been really excited about it. And so with that being said, we're going to jump right into the very first podcast episode of Judd Talks. And you're going to hear from Judd and all the great things he has to say. And I get a chance to have some fun with it too. But,
okay.
Judd, this is an exciting thing because I've always wanted the opportunity to kind of sit down and talk with you about just the extensive background that you have in the furniture industry. And if you're new and don't know, we are Division 12 Consulting. We are a contract furnishing company, and we do an amazing array of things when it comes to furniture, even architectural work. And we have an amazing team. And Judd, you bring literally a 45-year career in this furniture industry. So that would mean, just a little bit. I would say maybe just a little bit about furniture. So, Judd, I want to ask you, because as you think about the years and how long, we were just talking a moment ago prior to even getting started, just the change in technology and how things have evolved and what we're using today than what we used before. So when you look at your career and how, when you began in the industry, look at the changes that have made. Share with me just your thoughts about the changes in the industry that have happened over the decades. What have you seen?
I think the biggest change that's happened is the amalgamation, the conglomeration of the major manufacturers. They all started out as panel system manufacturers, and then they grew, and so that there are the steel cases and the Miller Knowles, and now the Hahn, who have built this giant, and with every product for every vertical market, every price range, and what it's created is the independent manufacturer. It's made it very difficult for them to participate in a lot of the work.
Right. And I can see how that has evolved over the years. You notice and you see the changes in, companies and how they're evolving and how companies are, even what you say, maybe even merging in some areas from what you initially saw when you were coming in to seeing some of the things you just mentioned. So when it comes down to just the knowledge that you had over the years and seeing the evolution and seeing the changes, what are some things you think that have maybe, shaped how even the furniture is sold today than what it was sold before?
Well, technology has drastically changed the selling process.
Sure.
People used to buy chairs to sit in at their desk from a catalog.
That's true.
And had no idea how it sat, whether it was right for them, whether it was shorter or not. It's just, and they bought it in gold, brown, or black. So they started with having to test chairs, and technology came in and gives you the visuals for offices, and so that the sale process wasn't just from a picture in a binder. It has gone to a complete color rendering situation of the entire project.
Right.
Technology has affected the manufacturing. The finishes for wood used to be, you talked about catalyzed lacquer as a brand new exciting thing, because it gave lacquer, which is on your grandmother's table that you spill something on and she freaks.
Right.
It gave it strength. Well, today there are finishes that are made so that you can bleach clean them. And that's the technology that's affected manufacturing also.
And so with that being said too, because I know all of us, we all remember grandmama's dining room table.
Yes.
We remember all of those things. And the catalog, for example, of looking at things through a catalog and hoping that you find something that's going to be the right fit.
That's correct.
Hoping you find something that's going to be, as what they say, ergonomically designed. And that's something that offices now stress for the proper way tables sit, and when you're typing and you're doing all these things, you didn't have a way to really get that information and see it the way you can see it now.
Well, and there weren't specialists that from the corporate world that came down and filtered into everything that we do to even invent the word ergonomics.
That's true.
So we've gone from buying a chair in a catalog to actually, having the ability to move the chair with you and all those kind of things.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very advanced industry right now.
Very much so.
And it's also a very similar, all guys got the same products.
Yeah.
But maybe there's this versus this.
And I think that's important to know, because that's one of the things that we strive to make sure that the products and the things that we have available, with the great manufacturers we work with, provide high quality furniture that people can truly see can help whatever design, whatever vision that they may have, and bring that to life. That's the beautiful thing that we can.
And the relationships with the key manufacturers is very, very important today. It's always been important, but you develop relationships, and you're working together at stuff more so than ever just a manufacturer buying stuff. So, and we've been able to form good relationships with our key manufacturers. And those manufacturers range from here to here and everything in between.
Right. And that's beautiful to see, especially when you have that dynamic in an industry that we're in. And when you have manufacturers that do the amazing jobs that they do to provide that high quality furniture to all of the various things that we do. And it's really great to see that, because that gives us, and in my opinion, when you have people who have the experience that you have, I think that gives a leg up.
Then the knowledge that we bring is, okay, I need a cheap chair. Well, let's get the best cheap chair we can.
Right.
That's what we can do. The budget dictates what you can buy. Then the question is, well, out of those, which one's going to be the best?
Right. And that's where your expertise comes in.
That's where I come in.
That's where your expertise comes in. You can talk to them about it, and you can tell them, listen, let me help you based on what you have a budget for. Because everybody has a budget, right?
Everybody's got a budget.
Everybody's got a budget. But we want to make sure that we give you the opportunity to have great quality furniture in the budget that you have.
Yes.
Yep. And so, Judd, I know that, your knowledge and experience has, over the years, led you through different scenarios where you've had some experiences that you probably have many stories. Do you have a particular story that just really was just one that was just always sticks in your mind?
Yes, and it was in my first career as a manufacturer's rep, and we sold metal file cabinets.
You mean the ones that have the little
thumb latch?
Okay, yes. The thumb latch.
The thumb latch, yes.
Okay.
And the industry back then was moving from a 28-inch deep file, which is what all the grade A guys did, to a 26.5-inch. And we had a 26.5-inch deep cabinet. And then Hahn came out with their 25-inch. And it was less expensive. We got 1.5 inches left to steel. And it had 24-inch drawer. We sold our 26.5-inch deep cabinet with a 24-inch drawer. And we didn't really tell people.
Right.
But we were always able to get a 26.5-inch deep cabinet less than the 25-inch Hahn. And back then there were major wholesalers who were buying truckloads of file cabinet. I sold my first file cabinet order in 3 years I've been with this company, just this year. Nobody buys file cabinets anymore. That's an interesting thing.
They don't. And that's interesting, because that used to be the thing to have.
That was. And then it was lateral files. And now it's like, well, it's a hard drive. It's a server.
It's on a hard drive. It's on the server.
And that's affected what we do in the office, by the way, because we don't have to put tons of storage in there.
Right. So I think that also has changed too, even how you are talking to a business owner or a company about what it is that they are going to put into their offices.
You have to.
Because now it's changed in the point where it's like, no, we don't need all that storage space for documentation, because we don't need that. We don't document and save things that way anymore. It's on a hard drive. It's on a
server.
Right. It's on a server. It's on a thumb drive.
It's everywhere, but it ain't in a box.
No.
And then a circuit clerk in the county that we worked with has a box underneath her desk, and it is filled with paper documents. Every document that passes through her desk gets scanned and then put in a box to be stored. So it ain't all just digital.
No, it's not. It makes me think.
But it makes you say what you just said.
Yeah.
It makes me, wait a minute, what are you doing here?
Right. Exactly. It just shows you the evolution of the things that have changed and how things have evolved. Because I can tell you, going back to just some things, this is just how I see the evolution of just not just in this industry, but just in things in general. When I was doing my grocery store job thing when I was in high school, we didn't have a buggy caddy. We had us. We were the caddy. We pushed grocery carts manually. There was no thing that you let the buggies come in and it helped guide them in.
From the parking lot.
Oh, yeah. It was manual. It was. And so I've seen how that's changed.
That's right.
And what's funny to me is it's like now we have a situation where that's the assistance that people get. And I hit so many cars when I was young, because people thought those things that have brakes. Once I got a bunch of carts moving, if you pulled your car in front of me,
you couldn't stop it.
I couldn't stop the first two. The other ones would slow down, but there'd be one or two that get away. I can tell you, I hit several.
So the insurance money they had to pay versus the technology made a lot of sense.
Made a lot of sense. I don't think we ever paid anybody, but it was never major damage. It just was one of those things. It was just funny. It was like, you see how those things have changed and how in every industry you've seen how things have become different, but yet efficient. But you've seen the change, and that's just what's so amazing to watch.
Well, and talking about those independent manufacturers, they've had to change. They've had to go, wow, in the industry, it's people want laminate discs now, and so wood discs aren't as popular. So now you better have laminate discs, and they've had to move their product. It's always changing.
Yeah. So when you have been doing this for so long, I know the personal side of just what you like to do, your family and your time and how you spend time with, your family. What are those things that you have that are just those things that you really, really enjoy? That's just that thing that kind of, furniture is what you do. But so, what is that other thing?
Well, first I want to say what I enjoy about furniture.
Go ahead.
What I enjoy about furniture is having the knowledge I have and being able to work with a customer who has no knowledge and be able to understand what's needed, make them understand what we're going to get, and be able to come out and go, and for them to say, that's a good chair, Judd. Thank you.
Right.
All right. I have never been a golfer that did anything but pray to break 90. I do like to golf. I used to like NASCAR and go to all the races. But now I just kind of like to sit in the corner of my covered patio, read the news and smoke cigars and drink coffee.
That's not bad though.
No.
That's not bad at all. That's to me, that's what I consider to be relaxation.
That is definitely relaxation.
That's an opportunity to unplug. And I think when you think about those things that you have that you like to do, that you enjoy, that's one of those things. It's like,
and my wife and I have been married a long time. And we have date night on Friday night. I look forward to that. We go to the same place every time. It's the Dark Bar. It's like Cheers, where they know your name. They walk in and the drinks follow.
They already know you're on your way.
Well, and they make special wings for me. They double fry them and try to make sure they're hot enough and stuff. But Yeah, that's kind of an event every Friday night, and I'm just really focused. I've got a family. I've got a son. I've got a daughter, a grandson. So I put a lot of time and effort into that.
Well, and that's good because it's always great to be able to kind of separate those things and find what it is that you enjoy doing.
Well,
You
I
know,
love working. I love doing this furniture, and that's fine. And I love doing the other stuff too.
yeah, absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about that. And so, as we walk through, just knowing not only more about you, but more about this industry and what you have done in this industry, we'll get a chance to dig even deeper into that. And then also just about the other things that we may get a chance to even talk about
I
that.
want to talk about chairs next.
And that's what we'll talk about. We'll get a chance to talk
Yeah,
about
I like
chairs.
chairs.
And because I have questions about chairs too, because I get frustrated sometimes with certain chairs and maybe the chairs that I'm choosing. I'm learning. And so Judd's going to teach me quite a bit, but
I'll learn about chairs.
we're super excited about being able to bring more to you in this first installment of this great conversation we're going to be having with Judd Talks. Make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel. Okay, you'll be able to subscribe to our YouTube channel. There'll be a link below, or also you can go to our bio and click the link. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe. Make sure you do that, so we'll get a chance to share even more with you as we dig into chairs and other great exciting things.
Yeah, exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We will in our next
Chairs.
chairs in our next installment of our great conversation in Judd Talks. We'll see you soon.